Hey everyone. I was at my sister-in-law's birthday party all day, and so I couldn't film a video until right now, and then I was like, I don't feel like getting my camera out or editing it. I'm just gonna do this on my webcam and directly upload it to YouTube. So, what am I doing? Why am I doing? Am I voguing in like the lamest way possible? Maybe. Maybe. Today I want to talk about classics. And I want to talk about the classics I've read. I thought about just showing all the classics that I own. Maybe I'll do that right now. Here we go. These are all the classics that I own and haven't read. Brideshead Revisited by Evelyn Waugh. This is the ugliest copy ever. It's from 1970-something, and it's the miniseries tie-in. There's Jeremy Irons. It smells old. I got it from Thrift Books, and I actually kind of love it. I don't know. North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. A Penguin Popular Classics edition that's quite ugly. Middlemarch by George Eliot. This is from 1960-something, this Penguin edition. Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell, a Barnes & Noble edition that I got at a thrift store. It's huge. And pink. Cranford by Elizabeth Gaskell, a really shitty Wordsworth Classic edition that I got at a thrift store. Silas Mariner by George Eliot. I've read that. The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov. Welcome to the Monkey House by Kurt Vonnegut. Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson, and Camille by Alexandre Dumas. If you've read this, tell me, because I don't know anything about this book, but I found it at the thrift store again, and I thought it sounded interesting. Is that all of them? Okay, so those are all the classics that I own, at least most of the classics that I own that I haven't read. And now I want to talk about the classics I do own, and I have read. Not in too much detail, but I thought I would show you so you guys can judge me, I'm just kidding, about all the classics I haven't read. I don't know. This is sort of a thrown together video, so we're just gonna go with it. That should be my channel name. Just go with it. Or Emma Reads. It's gonna stay with Emma Reads, but just go with it works too. Okay, let's start off with books that I don't have with me. Well, there's one, and that is All the King's Men by Robert Penn Warren, which I read in high school, and I really surprisingly loved. Actually, there's three that I don't have with me. But yeah, it's about politics, and it's set in the South, and has a very unreliable main character. It's just really good, and if you haven't read it and you're into that kind of thing, if you're into modern classics or whatever, I would read it. I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of beautiful metaphors. It's all stream of consciousness. None of the characters are really likable, but you kind of grow to like them. It's just very good. I wrote a really good essay about it in high school, my senior year, and I'm pretty proud of that essay, if I say so myself. Another book that I do not own that I read, actually there's four, Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I read this my senior year of high school, and I actually really liked it. I like the prose style. I like the fact it was snappy and quick. I liked it with the fact it was a short novel. I liked Catcher in the Rye. Catcher in the Rye is not an asshole, as Limber Bray says. And Catcher in the Rye, Holden Caulfield is not an asshole in Limber Bray's / Tiger Beats song that everyone should Google, YouTube, whatever, because it's really funny. But yeah. Good stuff. Also, All the Pretty Horses by, oh god, who wrote that? Who wrote All the Pretty Horses? Whoever wrote All the Pretty Horses, I cannot remember at this moment. It's a very famous author, and I'm completely blanking. I read that in high school. I listened to an audiobook because I had to read it over the summer, and I didn't really have the patience because I was at a summer program. I didn't have time. But I really liked it and kind of didn't like it. It was kind of beautiful because of the way this author writes. There's lots of ands, and it's simple writing, a lot like Ernest Hemingway. I really liked it. I feel terrible that I can't remember who wrote it. All the Pretty Horses. Oh god, I'm a failure. Anyway, yeah, All the Pretty Horses. I also read Brave New World in high school by Aldous Huxley, which I actually really, really liked. I also listened to that in an audiobook, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't read 1984, but I enjoyed Brave New World. Okay, now let's get to the books that I own. Alright, so a modern classic is Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. I did a review of this. A review, if you can review Toni Morrison. And you should go watch it if you're interested. It's my first Morrison, and I really enjoyed it as much as you can enjoy something like this. I really love the prose style. It was beautiful. It was heart-wrenching. It was hard to connect with just because of my privilege. which sounds horrible, but maybe you understand that. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's an important book, and I thought it was important after I read it, if that makes sense. Instead of going, oh yeah, Toni Morrison's important, now I have some sort of way to back it up. Okay, one of my favorite books is Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day by Winifred Watson. This book is fantastic, and if you haven't read it, read it. I read it a while ago, but I loved it. It's about, you've probably seen the movie with Amy Adams. If you haven't, go watch it, because the movie is really cute. I think it's on Netflix. But yeah, it's about this woman who's a spinster and who thinks she's going to go be a nanny, basically, like a temp nanny for the day, but ends up taking care of this young starlet and goes out with her for a day. And it's set in the 1920s or 30s, and it's very fun. It's very funny. It's cute. It's sweet. If you don't like heavy classics and you want to read something that will make you feel accomplished but will also be really fun, I would read Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day. Also, Winifred Watson, very coolly and sadly, cool that she's, like, known now, but sadly she wasn't really known in her day. But okay, what else do we got here? We got The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I read this in high school. I also read The Scarlet Letter, but I didn't like it. But I enjoyed The Great Gatsby. It's not my favorite novel. I should reread it. I haven't read it in a long time, but The Great Gatsby. Everyone's read The Great Gatsby, I feel like. Also, I have, okay, Agnes Grey by Anne Bronte. I've not finished this, but I put it in my read because I'm reading it. I've been reading it for a while, and I'm going to finish it, but I think it's kind of boring. It's not bad. It's not, like, a bad book. It's just kind of boring and slow, and even though it's really short, it's hard to, like, make yourself read. It doesn't have sort of the fun, exciting quality of Jane Eyre or Wuthering Heights, but it's sweet. It's a sweet book. Another one that I'm currently reading is Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf, which I've been reading for a while, but just haven't had interest in lately. But I love the prose style of this. It's gorgeous. Okay. Getting to my Jane Austen and other Bronte sisters, where are you at? Oh, sorry, it's probably really attractive. I don't own normal copies of Jane Eyre or Wuthering Heights. I read Wuthering Heights in high school also. I listened to an audiobook because I tried reading it, and I wasn't at this point in my life where I was reading a lot, and it was early high school, and it bored the hell out of me. But I ended up liking the ending of Wuthering Heights and hating basically everything else. And I read Jane Eyre, and I got rid of my copy because at first I really hated Mr. Rochester, and I still don't really like him, to the point where I didn't want to own a copy of Jane Eyre, even though I really love Jane Eyre, the character, and I love her story. But my grandfather, like, this summer gave me these absolutely gorgeous editions from the 1940s. They're really beautiful. They have these amazing illustrations in them. You find one. They're like ink drawn beautifulness. Yeah, they're really pretty. I want to reread Jane Eyre in this edition or get another edition. But it's a Random House from the 40s, and they're just really pretty. I have Wuthering Heights too. I might reread Wuthering Heights, but I doubt it because I just didn't like it that much. But yeah, these two are pretty cool. Okay, getting to my Austen. You probably have surmised I'm a big fan of Jane Austen. What are you gonna do? I just am. So in order of my favorites, how about that? The only one I haven't read yet is Persuasion, and this is a very cute edition. I love these. They're so cute. Yeah, so that's the only one I haven't read, but I plan on reading it soon, either this month or in January. So my least favorite Jane Austen book is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. This is a weird edition, but I like it because it has a very big type. I didn't hate this book, I just didn't really love it. I think I gave it like 3 or 4 stars, 3.5 stars. It was interesting, and I really loved Eleanor Dashwood. I connected with her quite a lot. And I liked Marianne too. I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of telling and not a lot of showing, if that makes sense. A lot of narration. My next 2 favorites are a tie for me, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, Emma, really? Which is Pride and Prejudice. And Mansfield Park, it's a tie. I really love Pride and Prejudice. It's the first Jane Austen novel I've read, which is probably a lot of people's first Jane Austen. And this is a gorgeous edition. It's the Penguin Deluxe. It's so pretty. But yeah, I mean, I love Mr. Darcy, don't get me wrong. I love Elizabeth Bennet. It's just, I read other ones I liked more. And then I really like Mansfield Park because in my Fanny Price is a Banff discussion video of Mansfield Park. I really like Fanny Price. This book didn't stick with me as much as Pride and Prejudice or the other ones for some reason. I think because I've never seen an adaptation. That's probably why, but Mansfield Park. And also, it's just like a lot of things ran together. I don't know if that happened to you if you read that. Second favorite is Northanger Abbey. I love Northanger Abbey. I don't have an edition because I read it through ebook, but I really, really loved it. I'm gonna get an edition. I just thought it was a lot of fun and very cute and just hilarious. It made me laugh a lot. And then finally, big surprise, Emma by Jane Austen. This is my first copy that I ever had. I've had it since I was in like 6th grade. My aunt and uncle gave it to me because, you know, my name is Emma. But this is a very crappy edition because I've read it and took it with me to camp and all sorts of stuff like that. And then this is my other edition, which is this edition. I don't know what edition this is. But yeah, Emma Woodhouse is my girl. I love me some Emma Woodhouse and I love me a Mr. Knightley. So anyway, those are my classics. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the quality and... Anyway, have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Bye!